Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena Brawl video, where Midnight Hunt is now out, and that means that we can get started with our werewolves. So, we have Pack 1, Pick 1, led by Tovolar, Dire Overlord, as the commander. And I believe that Tovolar is the better option as a commander for werewolves than Arlen, since whilst Arlen's Daybound side giving flash to creatures is a great bonus, it can set things up for making your turns go through and flip to Nightbound. The issue I have is it's very easy for your opponent to play 2 spells in one turn, especially with the general amount of ramp that happens in Brawl and Commander. So Tovolar being able to just flip wolves, flip day to night and then transform wolves, which isn't as relevant in Arena, just gives that extra little bit of a push that really can benefit in a game where you're playing against an opponent who's constantly playing spells, and also lets you play multiple spells during your turn that aren't necessarily always creatures like you could flash in with Arlen. So there's definitely quite a few things that could be improved with this deck, and there are a number of cards that I'm not sure I'd inherently run given better options, like for example Defend Celestus. It's alright, it's got its uses, it's instant, so at least you can do combat tricks and make it night whilst holding it up, but it's more in here for flavour than necessarily what I'd pick as the best card for that slot. And in that regard, similarly, there's actually significantly fewer creatures than I'd have expected initially building this, and that's mainly just because when it comes to wolves and werewolves, a lot of them tend to be draft chaff. They're commons, uncommons that aren't quite as good in a constructed format where you can get much better cards, and there's potential for them. Like Tireless Hauler, I might actually consider as well, and Tavern Ruffian, just because I'm a bit lighter on the top end, so those two could go in, since theoretically I'm easily getting the other side and I should probably be evaluating on that, but their basic stat lines are weak and their effects aren't too impressive, so there's significantly fewer, and I have instead ended up opting for more instants and sorceries and things that care about day or night, as well as so just the things that care about day and night. We've got like the Obsessive Astronomer, Sunstreak, Phoenix, just as a few extra options so that when we have opponents who are constantly flipping it from day to night, we get a little bit of extra value, as well as Tovolar making it night, so we can very easily make it day and then flip it to night for a little bit of extra value. On top of that, there's a couple of cards that are just in here that are stuff I had that I figured would work well. Augur of Autumn, being able to rip lands off the top to make sure that we keep hitting creatures, or then being able to play creatures off the top once we eventually get Coven active. And Zariel, just as another option to give our big werewolves haste. So just a couple of things that I figured would be a little bit beneficial. I do expect this deck will receive a fair few updates, especially with another Innistrad set in just a couple of months, as well as werewolves being a dear creature type to me as my favourite fantasy horror monster. So I am going to be looking at improving it and finding ways that can be done, mostly by testing it and seeing what we end up against, where it's found lacking, whether there's anything that we don't need quite as much as. Like, for example, Lunar Frenzy. Great fun. I have a short clip that I uploaded that I'll probably include in this video here, just a link to. That, great stuff you can do with that with First Strike and Trample. Especially since, I have a lot of things that pump power but not toughness. But it may also be better off to just go more creature heavy in the long run when it comes down to it, especially when we have something like Storm the Festival, which with too many instants and sorceries can whiff. However, that's enough rambling on about a deck. Let's get into some games and see how this goes. Alright, we've got a Toski heading up here, and this is going to be a mulligan straight off the bat. There is... Yeah, that's a good setup there. We've only got a primal adversary there, but I think that's acceptable. And we can have this come in first. That is a death touch. That is not quite what I want to see. Yeah, just mountain go. Now, do I drop this Celestus and then Tovolar? I think it's going to be Tovolar. They've got a death toucher, so they can fight. Yeah, okay, we'll go for it. We'll take the risk. Because my thinking is they can level up and attack in safely with their wolf. But if they don't level up, then... Yeah, then Tovolar's... Yeah, Tovolar at least provides a body, whereas Celestus is ramp into something, but... Like... I guess I... No, that's 6 mana, so I need 1 more for that. Ooh, Lotus Cobra, that's good. That can give them their level up still, if they've got nothing else in hand to play. And I don't want them to be too wide to try and deal with Tadgeru. Okay. So, no blocks. Drop this on green. Okay, let's see here. Can't activate that immediately. So, if I attack in with Tovolar, they presumably block with the Tadgeru. So, that's not currently an option. I think I ramp up. And then we have 1 more turn. They can attack in with their wolf again. Yeah, maybe dropping the Balaget Recovery as a land so that I could guarantee my 6 mana for Storm the Festival would have been ideal. But we'll see. I feel like I probably should be running more permanents because of this, actually, but... Hopefully it'll work out. I mean, at the very least we get lands. And Ranger class is an awkward thing because it can provide Toski, well, keep throwing Toski, and I don't think I have a way to actively remove Toski. This is going to give them some decent card draw. Presumably they buff the Lotus Cobra. I will trade with the Lotus Cobra, that actually provides a lot of good value to them. We will take that action. Worst case scenario, I drop a Primal Adversary, +1 it, drop the Balaget Recovery as a land, and then next turn we've got Storm the Festival. That is a land. Okay, I think we Storm the Festival. Hope for the best. Roll that roulette reel. Alright, I'll take those 2. That's gonna make things pretty big. You still have a Death Toucher, which is still a problem, but at the very least I can start to circumvent that. And I do believe that Unnatural Growth is each combat, so I've got a blocker. That's the +1 counter on each creature with a +1 counter. Oh, these are big threats that I need to answer. Toski. We just block the Toski. Alright, so what is the play here? I can plus this twice now, which does make it pretty beefy. I think... Okay, if I swing in with a Hound Tamer, I have the mana to replay... Well, to play Fangblade Brigand. Does this power and toughness? Yep. So, I think we go to combat, because we've got to get rid of that Death Toucher. We cannot live in fear of the Death Toucher. And I could also play out the Fangblade and the Primal Adversary, since both of those are going to get doubled, so it's a good way to provide ample blocking power. They appear to be taking it slowly. Have they disconnected? I hope not. Oh, how did that... Oh, Death Bonnet Sprout. Okay, so I'm glad they milled that. Alright, let's see what they do. Nope, no blocks. That in mind. Yeah, I think I play out both of these. Actually, no, if I just play out this, I can give it first strike to... Nah, that doesn't matter. Because, yeah, if I drop the Primal Adversary, I can bring it back with the Clouded Recovery. And I'm fine with that dying and bringing it back, because with the unnatural growth, it doubles the size of everything, so... Okay, there we go. I think the unnatural growth did it. Yeah, that Blight Blade was a bit of a pain, but yeah, would have been able to push past it from that point with the double power. That really just put a complete blinker on their game plan, it seemed. Alright, we've got the new Teferi. So this is going to be the first time I'm going to see this in action. I quite like this. Can drop a Werewolf Pack Leader into a Curse of the Shaken Faith, or I could Lamhold. I mean, I definitely think I want Werewolf Pack Leader first, so we'll start off with that. Drawing another land means I can keep up Snakeskin Veil with Tovolar, and I've got a couple of turns of doing stuff first. I think I want to get Tovolar down on turn 3 if I don't draw a land, though, by that point. Or Speller and Painter will do. That is a big butt blocker, which is a shame. But we'll be able to push past it soon enough. I mean, I guess I can make it unable to block with Lamholt Harrier. Oof. That hurts. Oh, there went 2 of the good werewolves. But are they playing mill? It's possible they're playing mill. I've got a land now, so we'll play out the Spellrune Painter. Because now I can drop Tovolar next turn and have the Snakeskin Veil open. They could have a counterspell, is a thing, but I think they'll probably want to drop Teferi. Oh, Leonin Warleader, that is a problem. That needs to die. I might... Okay, yeah. If they attack in with the Leonin Warleader, I can block it with the Spellrune Painter, cast the Snakeskin Veil, and make the Spellrune Painter big enough to block and kill the Warleader. And now I can't. And that is a problem. Does this do anything else? No, just flying. Okay, I do need an answer to that. This is the one time where I'm going to... I can block and kill these, I guess, actually. Alright, we've still got 2 mana open. This activates, it transforms all of my werewolves. And, I mean, I can technically transform that, but it doesn't do anything. Alright, so I've got a Burly Breaker. I'd rather wait a turn once again to keep up the Snakeskin Veil. So let us attack. Okay. Can I think if they block, I can... Yeah, I could pay all my mana. No damage. Okay, interesting. I will draw myself a bunch of cards. That's a Storm the Festival. That's an Arcane Signet. If I play 2 spells, it transforms back, but I think that's fine. They're tapped out now, so drop that. We enchant them with the Curse of Shaken Faith. And I'll hold up the Snakeskin Veil still. Aha, they had the Colossal Plough. So that means I'm taking a whopping 12 damage this turn. And then they've got mana to then still play out Teferi and untap things. That's pretty good. They're not attacking with it. Okay. Summoning Sickness. It's got Summoning Sickness. Right. Yeah, that works in my favour. Is they don't have the mana for Teferi this turn. It means I can now be aware of that, which I get my card draw from all of this. I'm going to probably Storm the Festival. Okay, all my werewolves transform again. That's 0. Okay. I have 3 mana up. How much damage can I push through now? So 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then it would be another 4 I could do, so 16 total. Not quite enough. So let's attack first and see if the opponent wants to do anything. Okay, breaking out Snakeskin Veil that. Draw 3 more cards. Alright, nice. And then I'm fairly safe to do this now, and let's hope we get a hit. I guess I could have done it first for that reason as well. So we get Arlen, who adds 2 mana. That can destroy artifacts and enchantments, so you two. And if I plus this now, I can blow up the Colossal Plow straight away. I could blow up the rune. What do I do here? Add that, play that. That gives me another blocker. Okay, yeah, I think we plus. Yeah, I should have done this first, I think. I think if I'd done this first, I would have been able to have won this turn. Drop this as a blocker, because if that attacks, then I'm able to destroy a thing. So it's better to keep around, and then we discard the Evolving Worlds. The one awkward thing with Tovolar here is I'll never be able to make wolves with Arlen as long as I've got wolves. They could have a board wipe, but then their board presence is also hurt by that, so I think that's a fair enough exchange. How much damage does this do again? 2 damage whenever they cast a spell past their first. There's that Teferi.
Plan. Let's improvise.
So they can tap the giant. Okay, yeah, no, they're digging for answers, which makes sense. If they can get rid of Tovolar, then my stuff doesn't transform. They probably have a better chance of surviving. They can crew the giant with a Colossal Plow, but I can currently block it. I'm probably not going to. But they can also suddenly punch me for leaf, because they're hitting me for 10. I'm blocking those 2. I feel like either they've got a combat trick that can let them win. Oh no, they're going to make another 2 attacking tokens, so okay, 2 more attacking tokens. Does that make a difference? Because if I can block and kill 2 of the tokens. Alright, I think I block like this. because I'll then take 4, 5, 6, 7. If they have a card that gives a buff, then they get +2 each. So that'd be 6, 9, 12, 14. So I think this is my best odds of surviving. Alright. They gain a lot of life from that, so that's a good bit of life gain. But is it enough life gain? When they're burning themselves as well, whilst they're at it. So that's spells your opponent's cast area. Nope, guess not. Alright. Right, that's 2 for 2. Good going so far. Game number 3. I can't remember the name of this one. Fairly certain it's the Voyage one, who does their voyagey stuff. Interesting. So, let me double check what you do. So, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile it. Against whenever a land enters the battlefield, you can return it with X voyage counters, and then this steals combat. Okay, I am going to keep this. This is I'm going second, so I've got an extra draw. I've got 2 cards I can play for 2 mana. And one of those cards gets Daybound going quite early. So I think my play is Outland Liberator into Curse of Shaken Faith. Unless I draw a land, in which case we then drop out Tovolar. Okay, Ascendant Spirit. It's a bit of a problem coming down this early. I've not got an easy way to answer it, and I'll probably be able to be big before I can actually deal with it properly. So that's only a 2/2, so currently able to answer it. That is not a land yet. This could be a dud game. Although the plus side with this is if they do keep pumping the Ascendant Spirit, then I immediately get my Transform trigger. And they might be able to make it big enough that I can steal with Pax Betrayal and punch them hard. Yeah, I think that was their deliberation. It's like, oh, do I make it big and punch, or do I risk it? And yeah, currently this doesn't blow anything up, so that is a 3rd land. So I think I drop Tovolar whilst it's open. I'll attack first with you. And we'll drop ourselves our Tovolar. Is it then 4 mana to do it, to put +2/+2 on it each time? So okay, there comes Cosima. Do they have a 1 mana spell? Because they could unsummon and then make me miserable. Yeah, that's close enough. It does, however, untransform my stuff, which is awkward. Can, however, Howl of the Hunt onto Tovolar and then just attack anyway. Or I can just sacrifice the Outland Liberator and or make a wolf. Decisions. Okay. I think Howl of the Hunt. Howl of the Hunt can be flashed in, so I can surprise them next turn. Then if or I can play out Arlen. It's going to get punched by Ascendant Spirit to death. But I can... Okay, I think here's what I do. I play out Arlen. I am fully expecting Arlen to die. But I can first off make my 2/2 green wolves. And this means that I now have the option to, well, transform Tovolar and make it night consistently, which means I'm then able to punch harder with Howl of the Hunt. Ooh. Okay. I get to choose the creature if they return it, so I can return Tovolar and get rid of the binding altogether. I can remove a token. Outland Liberator can't attack immediately. That's all their mana, so I think I'm gonna return one of these wolves. And I'll let Arlen die.
Back to the woods.
And that does give me two things I can play, and one of those is a Lord. But no, I think I want to do this. No, I don't want to do this, because Frenzy Trap Breaker attacks and destroys that. If I play this, they all get buffed. Okay, now here's what I do. I attack. This gives how much? +2/+2? No, it's not attack for that. Just this. Blow up the bind. They presumably block. Howl of the Hunt. And I will probably exile Cosima, because Cosima can't safely attack in. They don't. Interesting. That's why. Let's see what they do here. Because if they target the Frenzy Trap Breaker, I can sacrifice it in response. Okay. Not ideal. I'm pretty low here. So we drop this. Okay, attack with this, since I'm fine to trade that into a Mind Flayer. I probably should have thought that through a little bit more. Yeah, no. That was a bad play, since playing the Curse of Shaken Faith, my things transform back and they're not big enough again. And I've now not got enough wolves to transform Tovolar. I think I could have played this game a lot better, honestly. But yeah, that Ascendant Spirit kills us quite easily. Yeah, because now they make it bigger. You attack in with just it. And I'm now dead next turn. Okay, Does Snakeskin Veil change anything? Don't think so. So I'm... Okay, let's see here. I can punch for 8 at the moment. However, they've... yeah, 8 at the moment. I can steal that, that's unblockable, that's going to be 6 damage through. I then have 2 mana, which I can make to give plus... And I'll make 1 mana from that, so I'll have the mana to trample through, essentially. Or I can Snakeskin, I guess, and trample. So, I think... I mean, I'm dead anyway next turn, so we just get as much value as we can. Neither of these help right now. So, go to combat. Attack with all. Add our green mana. And yeah, I can trample through with one of them. And it's basically... Actually no, this is what I do, is I +1 here, and then X is 0. Trample here. Kill Cosima. We punch through for as much as damage as we can. We draw 1 card. We say good game. They get their Ascendant Spirit back and they punch me to death. Yeah, I think returning Tovolar was probably just the safer play. And that's a good game. There we go. Alright. So yeah, as I said, I think a fair number of misplays there. Yeah, I could have done a lot better in that game. I think there was a viable win in that, but I think I played it too safe. Alright, I guess we'll finish this off with a mirror match. This is a dumb hand, and I'm gonna keep it. Because it's a mono-green hand, I can't play Tovolar, I can't get day started early, but they should want to do that as well. That's an Augur of Autumn as well, which gives me a decent play to start getting lands off the top. So we start off with our pack leader. They start off with their pack leader. Let's see if they want to trade pack leaders. They do not want to trade pack leaders. You know what? I think I'll hold off because I can flash in the Bounding Wolf and surprise them, kill their pack leader. Which does mean I don't get to draw a card. However, I think it's a fair enough play at this stage. Okay, let's see what they want to do first regarding this. No, attacking there is a bad idea. Tovolar currently doesn't flip, but they will draw cards if they attack. So I think I drop this rather than the Signet, so I can rip that off the top. Perfect. And nice Howl of the Hunt coming up. That can be useful for some combat trickery. So there's another land after this. Ah, that sucks. I'm gonna have to take that and draw a card. However, I can now drop Arlen. Yeah, I think I drop Arlen minus.
We must stop the nights from engulfing the days.
I'll just attack for 2. There's quite a few things they can do here. get some pretty decent value, but bloodthirsty, so get to cast instants and sorceries. So if they get one, they get their bolt. So they could kill Arlen, they could kill a wolf. Wolf is probably more sensible because then they can attack, and I either lose both my wolves and don't trade, or I lose Arlen. Oh, and that's got haste, so I just lose Arlen. So yeah. Alright. Okay. Oh, primal adversary there, so I think it's time for my Tovolar, and then I can draw that adversary. Still not night. Hasn't been night yet at all. They've got more removal. That's definitely the thing that I'm lacking here is, yeah, this deck needs more removal. Ah, that's a Toski. That means they get to draw 2. No, they get to draw 3 cards. Because that also triggers with an adversary. Lunar Frenzy is pretty fun. I need lands. So I can't punch through the Toski this turn. How do I guess I drop the big boy. No point attacking. If I don't attack with both, then I don't get damage through, but then Toski's getting a free attack in. However, at least in this situation I can stop them drawing too many cards. I guess playing a cheaper thing and having the Snakeskin Veil up would have worked. But it's all well and good. There's their primal adversary, and they've got the lands for it. So they get 2 more wolves. It's got to attack. Block it this. Now their board is getting pretty big. Could do this and just get the 1, but this gives first strike. Okay, it's going to become night, so this is going to be a lord. That does help. And I think I then have... Yeah, I think I can then make this work. Because that makes it night and all my stuff transforms, I'm now in a better position to play around this. Because I can Snakeskin Veil, and I can Arcane Signet for Lunar Frenzy for 1, which means I can trade. Because Tovolar only buffs power, I can answer that, but they still have a wide board, and that is a problem. That's a Storm Chaser. Nice. Of course, that still also only boosts power. It's probably going to give itself haste this turn. Doesn't. It's going for the adversary. They want to get as... I guess they want to be able to attack through the Dire Strain Demolisher. So... I think I just Howl of the Hunt here. So on this. Has to block. Oh no, because Howl of the Hunt, Tovolar. Okay, one on. Let's see here. So I block that. Can this do any creature? Yeah. So if I block like so, and then Howl of the Hunt, that can only buff by 1. This will be 10. So I think... Let's see what they do here. Oh, they've also got those 2 lands. They can buff more. So... give it first strike. Okay. Alright, and now everything's going to transform back. Okay, that's an interesting inclusion. I guess they've... That was allowed. I guess they've got a Maskwood Nexus. Which would make sense for it then. Okay, I do not have... If I played this, I would. If it was night, it would. If I play this, I would. But I'm then 1 mana short of being able to actually play that from the top of my library. Not that it's going to do much good at this stage. So... I think their big threat is out of the way. I'm going to... I'm gonna buy my time. So this lets me draw a card and then discard a card. And I will admittedly discard this Snarling Wolf. And now there's a land I can play. All of their werewolves now have trample. Okay, how big can they make this untamed pup? Because I can block and kill it. It's got trample regardless. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Massive, absolutely massive. So I think I settle for the trade. I forgot to block the Toski. Oh, it can put a +1 counter on itself. That's... yeah. I am dumb. And obviously the trample means that they still get to draw their cards, and they've now got a refreshed hand and mana to spare. This is not a good place for me to be. Yep, that's probably just cost me the game. That one mistake. Okay, so we'll play that. And that's, of course, now where we have all of our lands on top. Yeah, they've got more mana, they've got more creatures. So, what can I do? It is still night. If I attack, I gain the mana, but I don't have anything to capitalize off that with. Can make 2 wolves here, make this big, but they can still just trample through with Tovolar now. So I think I'm gonna dip. I don't think I can actually outpace that now, which is a shame. So that was my first iteration of this werewolf deck here, and yeah, we got to see a few things in action. We saw where it worked well, where it didn't. Yeah, the Storm the Festival just provided so much value both times it got played, so definitely a good card there. We did have our problem with removal and flyers, and I mean, I've currently only got Duel for Dominance in there really as a fight, not even a proper answer. And I do think there is a very compelling argument for cutting these forests and mountains for snow-covered ones, getting in the Blizzard Brawl, and getting in the Frostbite, since Frostbite, with these being snow basics, will basically most of the time be better than Moonrager's Slash. But once again, thematic stuff. The Defend the Celestus, similarly, is a easy enough card to cut for something better. Unnatural Growth also did massive value, and yeah, maybe I'm also undervaluing a couple of these, the common werewolves a bit more, because sure, it's a 2/5 and a 4/5 for 5, but that's still got Vigilance. And this, most of the time when I've got my commander out, is going to be a 6/5 still. And that for 4 is pretty decent, especially when Tovolar can just give it trample. So I will be playing around with this a bit more, trying to improve it and iterate on it. And yeah, and there's hopefully, well, almost definitely going to be at least one more werewolf in Midnight Hunt. Probably not Midnight Hunt, this is Midnight Hunt. Crimson Vow. And probably more, given there was, 15 vampires in the werewolf set to the 17 werewolves in the werewolf set. So 15 werewolves seems fair. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'll see you all next time.